Well, hello all. Hopefully a few of you are here and we can have a chit chat. Fingers crossed. Oh, it's connecting. It says we're on both. If you are watching on YouTube or Facebook, please let me know that you're there. We'll just wait a few minutes to see if a few more of you join us. Got all the technology going. I've got to remember how to use it all. I've come in a little bit early, so I'm not sure if it's going to have connected through yet or not. We've got lots to show you today. Unfortunately, some of our design team samples haven't made it in time for tonight's live, but hello Amanda, how are you? Amanda, first in on the orders and first in tonight. Don't know if you ever listened to Vernon Kay on Radio 2, but he has first in with a text message, and I think we need to start doing that. Look, who's going to be first in today? Honeydew, all good on YouTube. Good. Hopefully we will be all good on Facebook. Well, we are as well, because Amanda's just come in on Facebook. So we are all good and ready to go. Oh, my Lord. Evening, Susan. Hope you are well, Susan. Suddenly it all came flying in at me. So we've got lots to show you today. As I was just saying, I don't know if you heard me. I forgot to put that in on me. Some of the design team samples haven't made it here in time, unfortunately, for tonight's live. Hi, Brenda. Good, thank you, Amanda. Right, so first of all, we'll show you the new goodies. Shall we flip round and show you those first? I think that's a good place to start. Hi Trisha. So let's go get rid of this one, bring this one up. Hopefully we are in enough, zoomed in enough. I'll try and angle it away. Hi Tina. How are you? Long time no see. Evening Mum. Hi Jacqueline. Or Jackie. So this is our first set. So this is all about flowers. Hi Dawn. And on this one you get the two different corners. So you've got the large and the small. They're the same image, just one made larger and smaller. And then you've got just a little happy mail to brighten your day. Good luck today. And sending you big hugs so it's there when you need it. Or sending you a big hug so you know it's there when you need it. I've never done anything particularly gushy before. Hi, Linda. But I had somebody ring me up, and she knows who she is. She's not watching tonight because it's her birthday today. But somebody ring me up, hi, Helen, and ask if I had anything that was a huggy thing because she needed it. And I thought, no, I don't, because I don't do gushy really. Evening, Carol. So I thought, well, that's kind of covers everything, doesn't it? Sending you a big hug so it's there when you need it. And then we have wallflowers. So again, you've got the two different corners. I know, I finally, hi Jules, hi Tina. I finally finished what I'm teaching you to, yesterday evening. So again, with wallflowers, we've got the two different sizes, same image, just one smaller and one larger. And then have a fabulous birthday. If everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place, and sending well wishes your way. Hi Sue. Then we have Floral Best. Oh, you're going to get lost in that one. Floral Best. So this is like a corner section. And then you've got this butterfly is the same size as this butterfly. So if you want to, you can layer them up. So this one is the same as this one. And then you've got Happy Birthday and Be the Best Version of You on there. Oh, Kathy, you had your operation. Hope it went well. Then we've got Colour Perfect. I loved playing with this one. And it says, you are in our thoughts, and just a little note to say hello on there. Hi Carol. And obviously you then get the big image on there as well. And then again, do you remember when I bought the flower dies out? I bought the 4 flower dies out and I couldn't hold back and not bring my balloons out. I've kind of done the same thing again. So we've got balloon gift. So we've got all those lovely flowers and then you've got balloon gift, which I thought was a bit different in there. And it's really funny because somebody posted, I don't know if you've seen it, somebody posted on our Honeydew Crafts Be Inspired page, the ones that you can all post all your pictures on. Somebody posted a picture of the die cut balloons inside a parcel the other day. So I was like, somebody's in my mind. So onto our stencils. We have the flower head stencil and mask. So you get both the stencil and the mask part in there. So this flower piece is separate. Hi Elizabeth. Kathy, that sounds awful. Kathy's had an operation on her foot after she broke her ankle last year, year before I think, wasn't it, Kathy? So she's had to have a metal plate taken out of her fibula. Never mind, hopefully. Fingers crossed it's on the mend again now, Kathy. So again, flower mask, stencil and mask. So with this one you get the cut out piece and, you know what, I haven't got it undone yet anywhere else. We'll undo this and I'll show you. So you get 2 pieces. Obviously that's the masky piece and the stencil piece, if that makes sense to you. Now I've got to work out how that goes back in there to go back in the envelope. There we go. Oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, that's our flower head stencil and mask. Once I get it back in the packaging. Hi Pat, hope you're all alright. Then we have abstract dots. This one I'm going to be using in tonight's little demo. And then we have cross stitch stencil. And last but not least, we have our stepping stones stencil. As I said, we haven't got huge amounts of samples because they haven't all arrived here in time. So I will quickly flick through the samples from the fabulous little design team we have. And I didn't give them very long with them, unfortunately. They didn't have as long as I would have liked them to have. So I can only apologise to them all for that. Was it that long ago, Kathy? My goodness. I can't believe it was that long ago. So, first of all, we're going to start with Colour Perfect. And this one's been done by Helen. They could, Amanda, you could do all sorts with those. In my head, you know those block paving that you can get where they've done all the circles all the way around? That's what that brought to me. So that's why it became stepping stones. Right, so this one's from Helen. So she's layered the top piece up. This is, by looks of it, has been done on watercolour cardstock. And she's just left it in black and white in the background. And then put her topper on the top there. Lovely card. I love it when you remember that the black and white is involved in it as well. This one I think is one of my favourites out of everything that I've seen and everything I've personally done yet so far with them. But I do still really love this one. So this one is done by Hazel and it's called Using Colour Perfect stamp set. She's used Copic markers to colour it in and the sentiment is from Single Lily. The background is also, she's also used dot dot stamp set as well. So do you remember we relaunched the dot dot stamp set, which is what she's just popped in here, just almost like, I suppose, a bit like dewdrops in there. But I think that's a really pretty card. I just love the colours on it too. It just really was one that really stood out to me this time. Then we have another one. Hazel's been busy lady. Another one from Hazel, and she's done, again, Colour Perfect, coloured with Copic markers, and the sentiment is from Floral Best. Nice and bright pink. Hi, Heather. think that's a 5x5. It might be a 6x6. Let's have a quick check. It would be a 6x6 card because it's just under 5.5, just over 5.5 inches. And then we are moving on to our Floral Best stamp set. So Hazel went out and bought a new die cut machine for this because she loves this stencil so much. Don't know if the light is gonna, there you go. You can see that she's put it through her die cut machine so that she gets the embossed stitch on there. Only just picks it up, I think. And it's been stamped. Doesn't say which stamp inks that she's used, but it's got the cross stitch stencil and the Floral Best sentiment and stamp. Again, in a really nice sagey, dark sagey green. Really nice colour choice. And then this one is from Helen, and it's all using the Floral Best. And Helen's just made it fit an 8x8 card by bringing those butterflies out. So you can do so much with this particular stamp. You could do it top the two sides. So one's facing down, one's facing up. You could do so much with it. But in my head, it was ideal for like a little thank you card or something like that. Or just exactly that, be the best version of you. Give a little boost to somebody sometimes. It's nice. So we are now moving on to our... I'm dropping everything over here before I drop them all. Wallflower stamp set. I was about to drop the whole lot on the floor, which would have not been very helpful at all. And the stencil in the background on this one is cross stitch, and this has been done by Helen. She's actually stamped onto the top of the stencil and then cut these little flowers out again, like you've seen me do numerous times, so that the colour, you get the image behind and the colour pops through with your flowers. And then again, the sentiment, if everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place. This one is from Hazel, and she's stamped onto... using silver embossing powder, and the sentiment on here is from our relatively little word stamp set. So a happy anniversary card, and she just put like a peel off, I think, or a piece of silk mirror card on there. Hi, Anne. So again, really pops just on the darker background with just silver embossing powder. So if you don't want to colour it in, you don't have to. And that's the larger corner, and then Hazel's used the smaller corner here, and the sentiment on this one is from Single Lilies, and she's just randomly stamped it over there. And then obviously Have a Fabulous Day is from the Single Lilies. She's put really large gems in the middle of the flowers as well, which I think, because the flower's quite small, it's really effective on there. But you've given yourself a whole background without even thinking about it. It's just background paper, isn't it? This one is beautiful. Another one from Helen, and she's used All About Flowers on this one, and it's an A5 landscape card, and just top and bottom in with black, so I'm assuming a whole black sheet that goes all the way through, and then she's just literally popped it with colour in the centre of those flowers. Popped a couple of little, I think they're gems, but they're star-shaped, and a heart. How cute are they? I need more info on those, Helen. They're really cute. And it's just a matte finish. There's no embossing powder on there. It's on almost like a winter white card. It's quite bright on there, but it's almost like a winter white, which is really effective. So just because it looks like it needs to be coloured doesn't mean it has to be coloured. It's perfect for that kind of design as well. This is another one from Hazel, and she has used All About Flowers on here, and random ink, a different selection of inks on there. Again, you've seen me do this one, so she's masked this off, and then she's just stamped the image on there in black, and again popped quite large gems in the middle of those flowers. Really pops it. You don't have to colour this. There, if you love colouring, there's a lot of fine detail you could pick up in this stamp. She's coloured the next one that I'm going to show you, but you don't have to colour it. So don't be scared that you think, oh, that one all has to be coloured in. Nothing has to be coloured in. Stamp it onto pattern paper if you're not sure. Make your own pattern paper. So another one from Hazel, All About Flowers, coloured with Copic markers, and the sentiment is on All About Flowers as well. So this one I think is a 5-inch card. Let's have a look. No, it goes a 6-inch because it was slightly smaller than the 6-inch envelope. Oh, Helen, I have to go on a hunt now. So those of you that asked, I asked Helen where those gems came from. She says they're from her stash and she's had them for years and doesn't know where they came from. So that wasn't much help, was it, Helen? But thank you for answering. Back to Hazel's beautiful card. Let's see how I get that off now. I can't remember how did it go? Yes. So she's stamped that sentiment just in an orange ink. She's cut round the edge of this one. I'm bringing it in closer so that you can see. So she's cut around the edge. So if you're not a great cutter, give yourself that little white edge all the way around. Although Hazel's done a beautiful job of this, it makes it easier. It draws your eye to the image, not to your cutting out. But she's just popped that up on a couple of foam pads and it really makes it pop. Works really well. So over to our balloons. Now balloons have been very popular with the design team that we've managed to get samples from in time. So I will show you those now. So the stencil on this one is Stepping Stones. The stamp is our balloon gift and the sentiment is from All About Flowers. And this one is by Helen. Fab. How cool is that? Grey and white. Grey, white and red. 3 colours. I think it's perfect. And that red really pops on the camera. I don't know if it is where you are, but so there's a little bit of mirror card on the background again, which helps that pop out. But really, really effective. And she's actually done a couple of layers of that butterfly on there. So I would, it's not on the butterfly, on the stamp. So she's cut the parcel out and she's cut these balloons out, but not the strings. So it gives it a little bit more of a dimension. You've got the gems in there from Paper Mania. Thank you, Pat. Not going to be able to get them anymore then, am I? Right, next one is from Carol and it's Balloon Gifts. She's used abstract dots in the stencil in the background and the sentiment is from Tiger Lily. She's used Distress Oxides in Kitsch Flamingo and Salvage Patina and Distress Watercolour pencils in Kitsch Flamingo, Picked Raspberry, Salvage Patina and Cracked Pistachio. Love it. This little dot set, the abstract dot stencil, is going to be so useful for backgrounds. Particularly for those teenager cards, those kids cards, men's cards, the dreaded men's card. So a lovely one from Carol. Another one from Hazel. She's used Balloon Gift Set, stamped in Memento black ink, coloured with Copic markers. This parcel really lends itself to being coloured yellow for some unknown reason. I've had it playing with it this evening and I've coloured it in yellow. Must be the colour. Because I didn't even have the sample cards here to have a look at, see what colours everybody else had used, because Martin was still taking pictures of them. Look like a bunch of cherries. Yeah, I suppose they did a little bit, those red ones, Pat, but they look really cool. So again, and this sentiment here is from our Balloon Corner. Happy birthday to you. So if you've got the balloons collection that I seem to be running with, I stamped onto the grey ink. Here we go. This is, let's whiz back to that card, Helen. Here we go. So Helen has stamped onto a grey inked heart and then re-stamped onto scrap, coloured and then cut them out and stuck on. That's how you get the 3D. If you could see this, it actually looks like the parcel and the balloons are popping out of the card. It's really clever the way she's done it. I like that a lot, Carol. Helen. Very nice. Thank you. Back to the others. So we have one here from another one from Hazel. She's used the cross stitch stencil. She's used our clear paste through it, and she's mixed in some powders into our clear paste. You can do that with our clear paste with mica powders. You can add in to give it a colour, and the balloon dies have been cut. So she's using our balloon dies stamp set on here. And the sentiment is from Balloon Corner. Here we go. So we've got the balloon dies that I was talking about, which finally arrived with us today. So some have gone out today on the pre-orders. The rest will leave hopefully tomorrow. So if you're waiting on those, they will be on their way anytime. Big packing tomorrow. Lots of packing for me tomorrow. And all my demo prep for telly. No pressure. And then this sentiment is up and away. It's your birthday. And that is from the Balloon Corner. So she's used the stencil paste to go through our stencil to get the cross stitch. The balloons has just been, literally it's one layer just cut out, die cut out, and then stamped and embossed with white embossing powder. So we have another one from the lovely Carol, and it's balloon. Carol, I don't know if you're still watching. Is Sophia with you, and does she know all the news now? Balloon gifts, abstract dot stencil, floral oval frame sentiment, distress oxides in prized ribbon, seedless preserve, and villainous potion. Villainous potion. I always have a blank on what that's supposed to be called, and I'm dyslexic, so my reading's never the best. And distress watercolour pencils in prized ribbon, seedless preserve, and villainous potion. Lovely card again from Carol. It really pops on the camera. It really pops. I'm hoping you're seeing it pop as much as I am. So again, she's just matte and layered with her inks so that it all blends in together. And again, that parcel looks really cool in that pink. Another one from Hazel, and she has used balloon gifts. The sentiment on this one is from our new Floral Best stamp set, stamped in memento and coloured with Copic markers, and stencil is cross stitch. So this is another lovely one from Hazel. Good, Carol, I didn't want to put my foot in it, but Carol's a very busy lady because she's expecting and she has a 4-year-old. So bless her, Carol has had 4-year-old's birthday in the middle of all of this going on, so she got as many through as she can. Can you tell me more about your clear paste? To be honest, Pat, at the moment, I don't think we have it in stock, but it is literally a clear paste that you can mix pretty much anything into to get whatever colour you want. So you can mix powders, mica powders and things like that. But give me a tinkle next week and I will let you know. Purely because I'm not sure if our supply had run out, but I know our wholesalers that we buy it from has gone in, is closing. They have gone under, unfortunately. So we are on the lookout for that again. So back to our new stamp set. So as I say, this is our balloon gifts and the sentiment is from Floral Best. I love that happy birthday. I'm pleased I did that one because it kind of crosses over everything. And again, she's used pale pink in the background on that cross stitch, which again works really well for cross stitch. This one again is from Hazel and she's used the cross stitch stencil. Can you tell Hazel's favourite stencil was cross stitch? And she's used our Starry Eye dies. The sentiment again is from Floral Best. So she's done it twice. So she's moved it along a little bit and stamped and put it and re-inked it. So she's got 2 different inks through there. Particularly with that stencil, you can do that really quite easily because there's so much solid in there. So you can move it along in line and still kind of repeat it, but in a different colour. Hazel has been busy. Hazel luckily is retired these days. Hasn't been too well, so she's been at home for a while. So she was a busy bee, bless her heart. And as I say, a few of them haven't arrived in time, which is a real shame. So we will just have to post pictures of those when they get here. Again, so this one has been coloured with, oh, it doesn't stay the inks. So a couple more to go. Not many left, unfortunately. So this one is from Helen and it's the flower head and abstract dots. And all about flowers and colour perfect is the sentiment. How cool is that? Now I have seen a picture of one of them that's coming, which is from Karen, and she has Zentangled in all of these pieces. Thanks, Susan. I'm sorry you're having trouble keeping up with us tonight. So this one is beautiful, done by Helen, but I need to tell you about the one that is coming in, which I will post pictures of, which Karen's done, and she's Zentangled every single petal. Susan's saying that she's having trouble with her internet. I just realised I answered that without very randomly. And she's saying that she's loving all the cards from the design team. So thank you, design team ladies. You know we can't do it without you. Hazel's on the mend. Thank you. Pat says, Hazel, I hope you're well now. She is on the mend. It is really effective, Amanda, isn't it? I just love the way that comes out. It just really pops. And again, those of you that have followed me for a while, you know how I put the stencil masks down and I brush off the edges. It's really effective like that too. Maybe I will do that with one of my demos on telly. We'll see. And there seems to be a colour theme going because it is a little bit sunflowery, I suppose, isn't it? This one is another one from Hazel. Flower head, and the sentiment is from Balloon Corners on... Is it? From Balloon Corner. There we go. Again, this one's about a 7x7 card, I think. Double check. Yes, this one would be a 7x7 card. So again, she's just shaded from the outside in, which inside out even, which looks really effective. And then last but not least, another one from Carol, and it's the abstract dots, and the sentiment is from Vintage Wreath. She's coloured this with prize ribbon, fossilised amber and weathered wood. So make a great, really easy men's card, and as always, Carol follows it through. So well done. So as I say, I'm really sorry we haven't got loads more samples to show you. Maybe Amanda said, maybe we all want some sunshine, hence the yellow. Tell me about it, Amanda. Oh my goodness. Yesterday was lovely because the sun was shining, wasn't it? Well, it was where we are. But today, although it's much warmer, yesterday was cold, but the sun was out. Today is much warmer, but oh, grey again. More grey. I'm fed up with the grey, although you're looking at grey. Oh, how are we doing this? There we go. And thank you. And says, loving the designs. So, I'm going to get on to show you. So, actually, maybe not. Maybe I will. No, I'm going to get on and show you what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to warn you, Amanda, you're not going to like it. We've got odd random sizes tonight because it's an A5 card. And when we do the A5 cards, they don't convert to inches very easily. So what we're using today, we are going to be using a lot of different colours. We've got the anti-static bag. We have got the Versafine Onyx Black. We're going to be using a blending brush, crystal clear, and our sticky glue that comes in the 2 sizes. At the moment, the blending brushes we've only got in large. We are hoping to get the medium ones in very soon, and fingers crossed before the workshop. We're also using our white super smooth cardstock and our black for matting and layering. The stamp sets we are going to be using today are, and stencils actually, we are using, where did I put them? We're going to be using the balloon gifts. We're going to be using the sentiment from Floral Best, the happy birthday. And the stencil we are using is abstract dots. So that's where we're at for this one. Now, colours. I have a whole container full here. But before, I'll tell you the colours first, and then we will go to the card measurements. So we have got Picked Raspberry, Wilted Violet, Blueprint Sketch, Mermaid Lagoon. I told you there's loads of colours in this. You don't have to do it in all these colours. I just wanted something nice and bright. Candied Apple, Mowed Lawn, which is not one I use very often, Mustard Seed, and Carved Pumpkin. And then we have a really random selection of pens because I couldn't decide what colours I wanted. So, pens. Told you there's lots. Lots and lots. I think I need to move... drop that. I think I need to move this up a little bit more, don't I? Because we're cutting off the bottom. You've ordered some of the new sets too, Kirsty's ordered some of the new sets already, so she's found them on the website as well. So we've got the blender pen, which unfortunately is out of stock at the moment. We are fighting to get it back in. Again, I might not use all of these. We've got wine red. We've got red. Sorry, wine red is 024. We've got red, which is 020. We have got yellow, which is 50. Bright yellow, which is 52. Lilac, which is 83. Light violet, 81. yellow green, which is 53, light blue 36. It's like a bingo game, isn't it? Orange 70 and cobalt blue 31. So they're the colours we're using. So I am going to go split screen on you now. And I've got 2 split screens because there's quite a few moving parts to this one tonight. It's not difficult, but there's lots of repeat sizes. So I'm just going to move those out of my way for a moment. I'll get to my brushes in a moment and slide this across. It is a bit like a bingo game. So here we go. Scrap piece just for your sentiment. I'm going to try and do it in the order. In fact, if I take this and this off for a second and I come in with this one first, so it's bigger, you can read it. And I know, I'm sorry, they're difficult sizes. Purely, it's an A4, A5 piece of card. So I'm going to, oh no, we need me there, not me there. So if you don't want to do the odd bits, you're just going to have to make it slightly smaller. No fussy cutting, Amanda. So you've got 4 pieces of white cardstock that are 2.5 inches by 7 5/8. The only reason they are those sizes is so that you get the same gap all the way around the edge. If you're not bothered by that, then do it just whatever size you want it to be. Then you've got 4 black pieces, which is the layering, which is 2 5/8 by 7 3/4. That's those ones. Then we have got 2 white pieces, which are 5 3/8 by 7 5/8. And 2 black pieces, which are 5.5 by 7 3/4. Again, that's just for the border around the edge. And I'm really sorry, but I can't change that. So we will now add this one in. And then, so you've got 1 white piece, which is 4 inches by 5.5. And 1 black piece, which is 4 1/8 by 5 5/8, which again is just to give that black border around the edge. You can make that smaller if you want to. You might have to, Amanda, but I'll have them written down for you. Amanda says, here we go. Is it going to come up? Have I done it wrong? Not going to give me because I've got too much going on the screen. Amanda says, do I need to warm my brain up about weird sizes for the 8th of March? And yes, you probably do. I can't remember off the top of my head. So you also need a piece of white cardstock or whatever colour you want it to be. Mine's white. 11.5 by 8. And you're going to score that at 2 15/16 and 8 5/16. That's the most difficult piece, I think. And then last but not least, you need a A5 landscape card. So it opens like so. It would work the other way around, but not necessarily as simple. So we're going to get rid of the sizes and then you're going to get me. We'll take Amanda's comment off there, if I can. There we go. And now I've gone up too far. We'll get there in the end, everybody. So I'm just going to spread all of these out. I'm going to put these off to one side. I have done quite a lot of this ahead of time because you never know how long these things are going to take once I start waffling, do you? Because, you know, I do waffle quite a bit-ish. Right, bear with me a minute. I didn't want these out here earlier because I wouldn't have been able to tell you the colours. Don't need my cables in the way, do we? And that's what was going on. And we'll pop in a green and a pink on the edge. Right, now I need all my brushes out. I'm sorry, people. Where do I get landscape cards from? Bear with us, Amanda. I may be able to get some. I've been trying really hard to get them wholesale, which hasn't been very successful. But I can probably sort something out coming soon, which I will be able to confirm, hopefully by next week. And I'm piling all this up and suddenly realise I've piled it all on top of stuff I need. Right, we're nearly there. 4 more to open. You know, I should, there's no other way I can do this because I've got so many colours. I couldn't, and I just don't have room to have it all out, laying out on the table while I'm doing this. Now, you've got to freehand this. You could do it with tape, etc., etc., if you wanted to. But with the sentiment sizes I've told you, yes, Kirsty, they are all Oxides. So we've got Wilted Violet, Blueprint Sketch, Mermaid Lagoon, Mowed Lawn, Mustard Seed, Carved Pumpkin, Candied Apple, and Picked Raspberry. As I said, I have free-handed all of this. You could do it exactly, but because our stencils are 7x7 and my cardstock is slightly bigger than that, it's better to freehand it than it is to try and get it exact. So I'm just going to try and do it so I get as much on there as I can. Now you need to be careful to avoid those corners because you don't want those straight lines on there. So it's up to you how you avoid it. I am going to grab myself my usual little trick and just try and hide that section while I'm doing it. I can't guarantee it's going to be perfect, but that's my plan. And it is literally a case of taking your colour and just randomly putting it on wherever you want them to be. Do be careful not to muddy the colours if you can help it, because obviously these are quite bright, vibrant colours, and that's why I chose them. So I don't want to muddy it by mixing the colours together, which I literally, as I'm saying that, I just did. But you'll kind of get the idea. So if you feel like it's starting to muddy the water, so to speak, clean your stencil and go back to it, because you really don't want to muddy that. I think we're going to go in with a bit of Mermaid Lagoon down here. And we'll see. It could do with a little bit more colour on there, so I'm going to go back in with that pink, but I'm going to be really careful because I don't want that corner to show through. So I'm going to pop a little bit of pink on there, and I might take a bit up here, purely because the pink does tend to make it pop a little bit, and as you all know, pink is the colour that I always go to. So you're just going to keep randomly colouring that until you're happy with the colours that you've got on there. If you would rather do it all in one colour, feel free. These are your cards. Once I've given you the basic ideas, you can do whatever you want with them. It's not up to me. But it's a really cool way of kind of giving yourself a background. Where do I stencil now? I repeat to myself the tips you give us. Hi, Annie. Annie says she's popping in to say hello. We'll have to watch on catch up. And we seem to always, I think Annie runs in from work or something silly at this kind of odd times of day. So, what else have I missed? Hi, Eileen, you sneaked in. Tina, when do I? This is Tina. She's so, I can hear myself. I can hear, because obviously I know Tina from our workshops, and I can hear her thinking, I can see her thinking to herself, now where would I go next? I can just see it, Tina. So as I say, just keep building it up till you've got them all coloured how you want them. Now, I've given you this tip before about the stencils, cleaning your stencils, but I'm going to show you again. We're going to just whip that comment off there for a moment. So when I'm cleaning my stencils, I get myself a piece of kitchen paper and I lay my stencil on it, and then a wet wipe or a piece a dry cloth, or sorry, a wet cloth or anything else that you tend to use to clean your stencils, and literally that's all I do. then I'm just going to give it a wipe on over the top like that. And that's my stencil dry and ready to go again to use on another colour or to repeat the process. So you're going to do that 4 times until you've got 4 pieces. They don't have to all be the same. You don't want them the same. This is what I mean by muddying the colours. So my blue and yellow mixed and I got a green, and it's not really a green I wanted, but it gives you an idea. Thank you, Debbie. Amanda, it's getting a bit scary. Right, so now I'm going to go on to this. Now, I am going to show you what I did earlier somewhere. Oh, here we go. So these are the 2 pieces. That one's going to go on the inside and one's going to go on the top. Now, the first time I did it, I thought, well, the front one's going to have all the colour on it. But actually it doesn't, because we're going to stick a topper on. I've tried 2 different ones, and see, look, I muddied it there and I didn't like it. And that will show whatever I do on the front, because it's in the position it's in. So we did it on the other side. Don't ever waste that cardstock. But I also think you can work it like this. So if you don't want to do the whole card, just go around the edge. And I'll show you literally all I did was, I can't pick anything up. With my stencil, I just positioned it around the edge where I wanted the particular colour to be. So you can move it around and get whichever shape you want. But again, you can have the whole thing as well if you want. It doesn't have to just be sections of it. You could do a piece, cut a piece that's like just under 7 inches. You have only got a small border here. So be aware of that. You don't want to go too much smaller. But that's our options. I am going to go with this one. I'm not going to redo it. You're just not going to see that centerpiece in there. I'm going to stick those down now really quickly. My glue has not blocked all afternoon, and then just because I didn't check it before I came online, it did. I'll just stick this together. Once you've made all your moving pieces, this goes together really, really quickly. I'm going to stick those 2 pieces together. It is a really versatile stencil, isn't it, Carol's? Put a comment on there. That stencil is very versatile and going to be great for many backgrounds. It is, and I think it's over every age group and every gender, just by changing up the colours, which a lot of our stuff is like, as far as stencils and things go. Just by changing up the colour, you can change who you're going to give it to. So thank you for that, Carol. So you've got your 2 background pieces. So you've got your 4 narrow pieces. I've got 5 at this moment, but this one's not backed. 4 narrow pieces. I'm going to get rid of these extra bits that I've got flying around. I'm not sure if I gave, yeah, I did give you that size. And then all we've got left to do is do our balloon in the middle. So we have this already scored, and obviously it just folds in like so. I've cut them down to try and make the measurements as easy as possible. If you want to make it more evenly spaced, so you've just got to be aware that when that closes, you may end up with a slightly bigger gap in the middle. So onto our stamped image. What did I do with my version of the stamp? I buried it under everything else. Okie doke. So the stamp, as you can tell, well loved already. So anti-static bag all over your stamped image, or your paper that you're going to stamp your image onto, should I say. Then you're going to take your ink, lots of little light taps. Just recently, I've been watching or seeing a few things. You know, when you start watching stuff and then randomly some weird reel will show up on your social media. So I caught a couple of other people doing demos lately, and it's almost like word for word what I say. I'm thinking, oh, again, Amanda, you're a trendsetter again. I seem to be setting quite a few trends in my older years. Right, so we're going to stamp that image out now. Just a little tip. If you notice, this parcel slopes down, but so I use my balloons to make it straight, not the parcel bottom, because if you do the parcel bottom, you're going to have wonky balloons. So use your balloons as your eye. Now, I waffled a bit, so I may have let that dry too much to do what I want to do, but we'll find out in a minute. Oh, sorry, you're wobbling a little bit. I'm thinking maybe I'm going to zoom in just a tad. No, is that, yeah, I think that's better. So I'll stamp that image out just because I'm going to start doing some colouring, and it'd be nice for you to see what I'm doing. Oh, we did okay. Didn't waffle quite long enough. And then we'll put some crystal clear embossing powder over the top. Where does the time go though when I'm doing these demos? It has, like, we're at 45 minutes into this already. It was a little dry. There are some areas that didn't take the powder, but I'm not going to worry about that. And then we're going to heat this from underneath. I came in a bit close while I was doing that, sorry. So that's just our stamped image, and give it a little bit of a wiggle while it's still warm, and that will help balance us back out again. So all I'm going to do is go in with colours. If you wanted to do this on watercolour cardstock, you can. That will allow you to blend it a little bit easier. But if you want to still blend it-ish, but you're on regular paper, which I am, our super smooth, then a couple of little things. So I'm going to lay a little bit of the darker colour. So this one is our orange, and I'm going to use my light one. Yes, Pat, I will try and remember and message you. So I'm going to use my lighter water brush, and it picks up some of that other colour, and because that's the darker bit, where the darker bit is on my balloons, I'm going to go in. Now you do need to work quite quickly with it if you are going to do this. So don't be stopping halfway through and having a chat, because you want to try and get a seamless blend on that if you can. I will bring it up so that you can see. Obviously, once it dries, it will be a slightly more seamless blend. So give it time to dry. So don't panic. Just to clean that extra colour off your brush, you just need a piece of kitchen paper, and you literally just scribble onto it, and it will take that other colour off. I can hear Amanda in the background going, "No, I'm not doing that." You might have to, Amanda. So again, I've gone in. This one is our wine red, and then I am going to take, which colour should I? The regular red, I think. Yeah. Going to pick up a bit of the regular red and see what happens. My regular red needs replacing. So yeah, it didn't pick it up so well because it needs a replacing. I knew Amanda's just said, I was thinking not my pens, because Amanda panics when I ask her to do things like that with her pens. But it doesn't affect them at all. So, what colour am I going to go with next? Some lilac and that red now, I think. So, putting the red down. A little bit picked up on the lilac, which will give us a really nice pinky colour, I hope. The lilac came through too strong. I think the English lavender might have been better to do that with. But hey ho, we got. Let's try colours on light violet. I'm going to flip this over for 2 seconds. Yeah, I'll try it with that one. So now I'm going to pick up some of the light violet. Yeah, light violet. And again, along that darker edge, in with the darker colour, and then blend that out. So you're just going to keep, it's just fiddling about. Get yourself a scrap bit of paper and see how well the different colours mix and match together. It's quite effective how some of them work. I did have English lavender out, but I think I must have put it away. We'll try it with this. Where are we? Red. And then I'm going to take our blender, pick some of that up, and just pull that round. So yeah, wine red will, and the blender pen will bring that lovely pinky colour that we were looking for. Remember what I've said though, work quite quickly when you are using this technique. You want that seamless blend with the colours. Again, it will dry slightly more seamless than it is at the moment. As you can see, my clear pen has got pink on it. Literally all I'm going to do. Hello, dye. You've missed most of it, dye. You'll have to go back and watch us on catch up. So you keep going until your pen nib is completely white again. And you keep building that up until you end up with something like so. I'm going to just wipe that out of the way where we mixed our pens on here. And dry that off. So that is our top up. We've got our sentiment that once we put the card all together, we'll work out where that's going to go. Put my pens out of the way there. So let's start putting this card together. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit because I think we're a bit close for this next part. So we've got all our working pieces. We have our matted and layered topper, and we have all our little bits and pieces. We have our centerpiece. It's worth a try, Tina. It's finding the way that works for you. Tina says that she's finding it really difficult blending with pens. Watercolor cardstock makes it a lot easier, but again, different watercolor cardstocks have different effects, so you've got to just keep trying. I know lots of people tried, I think a certain brand, I can't remember off the top of my head who it is, but I really struggled to make them blend on that one. So it's just finding the right cardstock for you. I use an artist one now, Brockingham or something like that it's called. I don't know. I know it cost me way more money than I want to spend on cardstock, but hey ho. So we got our section, and we are going, now I've done this slightly smaller than an 8x8, than an A5 card around the edges. Can I bring that in and you can see? Only slightly, because it's taking in some thickness, so to speak, and we don't want it to push that card out the bottom. We still want the card to finish and close as normal. So that's why I cut it down from, I think it's just over 8 to 8 inches to give us that extra piece. So we are going to pop some glue on here. It may be that you may find you need to use something stronger, like the red super strong unforgiving tape, but for quickness I shall do it this way. You might get my head in it. And while the glue is still wet, I am going to shut that card, so if I need to wiggle it around and move it up or down, I can. So we've got a small seam all the way around the edge, which then allows that card to open up like so. Okay. Right, now it's just a case of putting all those pieces and all those panels together. Please bear with me. I've just got to put the lids on some of these inks, because every time I open the card, it's opening up onto those inks, and I can see it getting very messy. And I'll be really miffed if I get all the way through this card and then can't put it together because I've stuck my ink everywhere. See, look, you have to watch me put them all out, now you've got to watch me put them all away. Sorry, but they're going to be gone now. Last but not least, out of the way. Right, so now I don't need to worry about that. So we're going to piece this all together now. Again, just with some double-sided tape or glue. Sticky glue works great for this because it gives you the wiggle room that you need, and then it sticks hard. Just the one thing I would say is be aware of where your colours are. Try not to line up too many if you're doing them in different random colours like I have, so that they all work together. Don't sort of line them up perfectly, but do your very best to line the black top and bottom, and with the gaps in the middle as near as possible the same, because the eye will notice that, because it stands out because it's black. I think we're pretty close there. So that's your two outside panels. You are then going to go on your inside. And if you do watch us on TV, we go on TV on Sunday at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. and you see this, you're going to have to go, oh, I can't believe that you could do that from that, because this is probably going to be one of my demo cards. I've got to get 8 to 10 demos prepped tomorrow, because I don't want to do them all day on Saturday, because I'll be exhausted by Saturday night. In the middle, I'm going to use this one because it gives you somewhere to write. But again, I maybe should have put that one in first. Believe it or not, I've got to start on Christmas after my next release, Amanda. We start Christmas March time usually. April will be a biggish release because it's our birthday in April. It's my birthday in April. It's my big birthday in April. So yeah, it's going to be a release and a half. So that's the inside of your card. And I think this makes a great card for kids. And then we're just going to pop this one on the front. And if you've got kids that craft, like Sophia, Carol's little girl, this would be a really nice card for them to make themselves as well. You can cut the panels out and then they can stick or stencil wherever they want it to be, on whatever colours they want. You can't really go wrong with it. So that is our card base put together. And we're just going to pop a sentiment on there. Now, a topper on there. Now, this is what I said to you. Look, once the topper's on there, you can't see all that stenciling that's underneath. So again, think about that when you're doing it. And I wasn't thinking about that. Now, I can't decide whether I'm going to put it in the middle and put my sentiment over the top, or put my sentiment off to one side, or put my sentiment up here, or like so. I think that's the way I'm going. That's the way I'm feeling it. And I'm going to pop some foam pads underneath there. You could just leave it all flat and it would probably fit through as a standard letter if you wanted to do that in the post. But I quite like giving the top as a bit of a boost with my super sticky foam pads. And then just to give me that wiggle room, pop a little bit of my glue. It's just about run out, I think. I'm using up all my little pieces that I've got lying around. I've got loads of these bottles where I just think, oh, just get a new one, I can't be bothered. And I'm being good and using up. So I'm going to pop that on there. And then I'm going to pop a sentiment. Again, foam pads for the sentiment if I can find any that are going to fit. I had loads, but they're not going to jump out on me, so we just cut one of these. We are nearly there. And that's our card finished. Kirsty, what date in April? We are on TV, I believe it is the 10th of April. The big birthday is on the 21st of April. Easter Monday, what a crap day to have a birthday. Hey ho. Are you an April baby, Kirsty? Right. So that is us finished. There is the front of your card, and then it opens up. You could even put little pockets on here and put gift cards or something in there as well, which would be quite cool, I think. Or if you wanted to hold it all together, you could put a belly band on there. Let's swap you around so you get to see me for a minute so I can hold it up and show you this way up. Might be. And I mean, when it's stood up on the, I don't think I can show you it stood, but I just think it's something a little bit different. A great way to even send money, anything like that. You wouldn't know, would you? It's not going to work. I'm going to flip you back round to being on the table and I can show it that way. Or jewellery mander even, nicer. I like that idea. Look, I forgot to use this one. I like this one. So that's the card finished using today's new release. I am now just going to quickly run back through the new release with you if I get this out of the way. Then you can see what came with it all. And then you can go and enjoy the rest of your evening. Not listening to me waffling. So, where are we? Here we go. So, first of all, our new stamps. We have got All About Flowers, which is it's a large set, so you get the large corner and the smaller corner. Just a little happy mail to brighten your day. Good luck today and sending you a big hug so it's there when you need it. And then we have Wildflowers. Oh, sorry, Wildflowers, where did that come from? Wallflowers. And you've got the two different sizes. You've got the two different sizes. Have a fabulous day. If everyone had a friend like you, the world would be a better place, and sending well wishes your way. Then we've got Floral Best with happy birthday and be the best version of you. And then that lovely butterfly fits this butterfly. Let's come back off split screen. I've used it now, so let's see if I can remember how to take us off split screen. There we go. We've got happy birthday and the best version of you. And this butterfly fits over the top of this one if you want to layer them up. We have Colour Perfect, You Are In Our Thoughts, and I just wanted to say hello with this lovely image for colouring in. But again, you don't have to colour it. You could just use it in black and white. Also be really effective. And then last but not least on the stamps, our balloon gifts. Then our stencils, we've got the lovely abstract dots that you've just seen me using. Then we have got cross stitch stencil. And then we have a stepping stone stencil. And last but not least, our flower head stencil and mask. Dawn has just posted, have a lovely card. See you Saturday. Oh, let me do this. See you Saturday week at Sandown. That's what we'll come to next. And on the 8th. And she said, don't make it too hard as Jenny and I have to get up at 6 a.m. You and me both. I've got to get up at 5 that day and I only live around the corner, Dawn. So, information to pass on to you. So that's the new release. They are available on our website now. Some stuff to tell you about. Put my card in there. Oh, what's going on here? I want that one. I want that and that. There we go. So this is the card we've just made. So the next info I need to give you is obviously we're on TV on the 23rd, February the 23rd, which is this coming Sunday at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. And then we are in Crafting Live at Sandown. This has been taken over by a different company. It used to be run by Highlight Crafts. It's now being run by ICHF, who run the Birmingham shows. There is going to be lots and lots of different companies there as well as us. We are in stand, I believe it's C45. Those of you that have been coming to Sandown before, it's our usual stand. They've just renumbered it randomly from somewhere. So we will be there on the 28th of February and the 1st of March. And then Facebook Live is Thursday the 6th of March. And then we run into all our workshops. So if you're coming to our workshops, we will hopefully be getting the supplies list out to you tomorrow or Saturday. Hopefully it'll be tomorrow. But if you are desperately wanting it, there is nothing different on there other than what I always send out. You might need to bring some masking tape. So if I forget to put it on the list, if you haven't got one of our magnetic boards or the ArtStation magnetic board, you may need some stencil tape for that, masking tape, stencil tape, etc. Then the next show after Sandown is a brand new show with Stamporama down in Southampton. So if you're in that area, we will be down there. Now that show is starting at 11 a.m. because a run of some description is going on in the area. So that show will start at 11. So if you've got tickets for that, you should have been contacted if you bought them before they found out about it. The show starts at 11 a.m. that one. And then back all the way up to Newcastle, to Gateshead on the 6th of April, again with Stamporama, or Craftorama, I think that one is. So we're all over the country doing lots and lots of different things. We have a brand new release next month. Hopefully we'll see you there, Marianne. Bags packed already, Amanda. You're obviously very keen. Up and down the country doing lots of different things. We'll see lots of you there. We've got the new release again next month, which at the moment is going to be some new dies. So keep an eye out for that as well. I hope you've enjoyed this evening. Let me take this off. Bring it back to me. I hope you've enjoyed this evening's quick demo. And again, I apologise that we didn't get all the samples in from the design team. That is my fault because I was late going out to them. So the ones we've had in are fab, and we will get pictures of the others put out for you. Please join us on TV. And the one thing I always forget to ask you to do, but we'd greatly appreciate it if you could like and share our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Anything that you can like and share would be very much appreciated. Have a lovely evening, and we will see you all hopefully on TV on the 23rd.